Hi guys, welcome back to the Path of the Awareness. I am your big bad wolf of astrology and tarot, Life Myrhh. And today I just wanted to talk about a little bit about the new moon in Libra and how we can use the energy of this new moon to make some positive intentions and goals in our lives. The new moon in Libra is all about relationships, justice, balance and harmony, um, decision making, and also what I call the 5 C's, which we've got compromise, collaboration, cooperation, competition, and confrontation. And what I'll do, we'll go over those in more detail, and I'll also talk about what kind of colors to use, what kind of oils, and what kind of stones we could use in any kind of ritual or meditation that we want. Regarding using the new moon as a starting point for setting intention and setting goals, we have two lunar cycles that we could use. We've got the monthly unicycle, which everybody thinks about, which is like the normal 28-day cycle. New moon going into the waxing to the full moon, then the full moon waning into the new moon. And this will give you a shorter time span to work on possible intentions and goals that you have. There's also a yearly lunar cycle, which means, let's take for this new moon in Libra, for example. We have the new moon in Libra, and 6 months later, the full moon will be in the sign of Libra. So you have 6 months of acting on that intention and goals that you've set in the new moon. Now, the full moon can also be where we complete the intention or the goal. That's our goal date, or it could just be a checkpoint where we see how far we've got, what kind of changes we need to make in that new moon that we set our intentions on, and then we can follow it through onto the next new moon in Libra, which we will hopefully have more goals to put in. Right. Regarding relationships in Libra, rules the 7th house, which is all about our partnerships, whether it's romantic, business, or close friends. For me, the most important thing about Libra and relationships is the relationship with yourself. And if we don't have a strong opinion of ourselves, or if we don't know our own self-worth, which we sort of tried to do in Aries in the 1st house, if you don't have that in the 7th house, then relationships can be difficult. I mean, not just relationships, but anything in Libra in the 7th house, it will be difficult for us to achieve, because we're having to deal with other people. We're having to compromise, working with other people, especially in relationships. And if we don't have the self-confidence, or if we don't know our own self-worth, then we tend to get run over, and we lose ourselves in our relationships, which isn't a good thing. You need to be able to be in a relationship and know that that you're equals in the relationship, and you have your own value to add to this relationship. So I think when you're deciding on an intention or goal, and it has to do with a relationship, I would put relationship at the top, because we need that. We need that being able to see our own self-worth. Other things that we can do regarding relationships with the new moon is to focus on strengthening our current relationships that we have, making sure that we are giving, we've got that real connection, that the connection's still there. It's also just maybe a nice thing to maybe suggest that you do some small things um, for the other person, making sure that you are coming in as an equal as well, and that you aren't being the one that's overriding the partner, the relationship. That it's not all about you, and that there's this equality between both of you. There's also the intention of finding a partnership in the new moon in Libra, making sure that we've got once we've got our head straight and we know our own self-worth and we have that self-love that we all need, and make an intention, throw that intention out to the universe that you are ready for a partnership, that you want this, and yeah, I'm pretty sure that everybody would love to have a partnership, a loving partnership, or this could be a business partnership as well. I mean, if you're looking to set up a business, or if you know someone that you would like to work with, do an intention for that. That's another partnership. Or if there's a close friend that you've not come into contact with in ages and you want to reconnect to them, this would be another goal or intention to set out to the universe. And it's also a time to maybe reevaluate your relationships as well, making sure that you are in the right one. That if this isn't the right one, then you need to make a decision, a choice, which is a Libra goal. It's a Libra intention. Decision making is just as much as part of being the Libra new moon as relationships. It's those hard choices that we have to make. It's those pros and cons we need to weigh up. And it's that balance we need to achieve. So yes, making sure that we are in the right relationship, and that we've got that give and take that a good relationship has, that we're both on equal footing, that not one of us is trying to overdo the other. Sometimes relationships can be quite competitive. I've been there, I know. And yes, so and just make sure that you are getting what you need out of the relationship, and that you are also giving as much as you take out of the relationship as well. And regarding justice, because obviously Libra is about the scales, about the karmic weight of everything. We can put a focus or intention on winning a court case, making sure that there is justice for those who've been wronged, but also that this is the time where we need to take accountability for our actions and own up to where we've wronged someone, and apologize and be truly sorry for that. I mean, if they deserved it, I mean, whatever. That's another thing entirely. But there's the karmic justice as well. So it's making sure that anything you've done in the past that you are truly sorry, that it was wrong, that you are truly sorry for, and maybe not forgive. I say this. You can forgive but never forget when you've been wrong. There are certain types of injustices against someone which, for me, it's your own personal take on it. I would suggest just let it go. It's the past, and if you can't forgive, then just move on and just let it go. Don't hang on to that. And I think this is probably a good thing for new moon in Libra as well. And it's also the social justice. Make sure that if you want to change in society, or there's something in society that you think is not right or unjust, like the treatment of black people in society today, then that would be something for you to work on in the new moon in Libra, and some intention to put out to the universe, and also maybe plan some activities that you could do marches, protests, things like that you might want to join. Just a peaceful protest, peaceful marches. But things like that, yeah. And then there's Libra, and Libra's New Moon in Libra is also about balance and harmony within yourself and your environment. So this is a good time to do a deep dive into yourself and look at take a good look and write down what your strengths and weaknesses are, what your perceived strengths and weaknesses are. Sometimes what we perceive as a weakness isn't actually a weakness, or it's something that our minds have been trained to see as a weakness when it's actually a strength. So we just need to maybe write those down or have a good think about it and work on those weaknesses that we have, that we know that we have, that are actual weaknesses maybe. Like I said, some weaknesses aren't actual weaknesses. And it's all up to you. But if you feel like you've got a weakness and you want to work on that, then and to balance out your personal traits, then New Moon in Libra is very, very much the time to start that intention, that goal. Peace of harmony in the home. You know, it's a good time to, if there's been any turmoil, or because I've got 3 kids, and 2 are teenagers. One's almost an adult. Well, he is an adult, but no, he's very much his own person. And I've got this new teenage daughter coming up, and my youngest thinks she's a teenager, and it can be quite life's full at the moment. So there's that acting that putting that peace and harmony into your environment. So maybe burning some candles, burning some oils to help calm the mood, using some color therapy to, getting some blues and some blue greens, some cooling colors to help calm the calm the atmosphere a bit. Things like that. That'll help balance the room a bit. I mean, we're all about balance as well, and not just like calming, but you want to make sure that there's enough energy in the room for everybody to be able to be happy and energetic, but you also want the overall feel of the room to be calm. Yeah. And it's also probably a good time to maybe just do some meditations and just find that inner balance, that workplace balance, work-life balance, that we're all probably struggling with at the moment. Next thing is the 5 C's. So we've got compromise, collaborations, cooperations, competition, confrontation. And this goes back to where I was talking about self-worth. We need to be strong in ourselves to be able to work with other people, because otherwise we'll just get walked all over, or we'll lose ourselves in the collaboration, or we'll compromise things that we don't want to compromise, but we feel that we have to. So we have to have that self-worth, that self-reliance, that self-confidence to be able to say, I'm not really happy with that, and be able to calmly explain to other people why. It's a good time also to set an intention or a goal of maybe working with others. Maybe there's someone maybe that you want to collaborate with, or you're having to work as a team, and there needs to be that what's the word? Oneness of the team. I can't remember the word, but you want it congealed. I think, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, you want that overall cohesiveness of the team to work together and get your goals done. And New Moon in Libra is a good place to start with that. Being able to maybe get everybody in, if you can't get everybody into a ritual, or maybe it's a work thing, maybe just take them out and during this new moon and just have a good team bonding session. Maybe a dinner. Well, I'll say that. I mean, it's COVID, so just make sure it's socially distanced. Don't do anything silly. Then we have to work on like compromise and competitions. Compromises, like, again, it's you want a give and take like any other healthy relationship. When you compromise, you have to give up something in order to gain something more value. So you have to make sure that what you're giving up isn't something that you can't live without. That it's not that important to you. I mean, obviously, if it's your idea, it's going to be something important. But you got to be able to ask yourself if you're willing to live without that, basically. And it's also about confrontation, about confronting people as well. Because Libra, I mean, what people might not know is that seventh house has to do with relationships, but also has to do with open enemies, people that you know that they don't like you, or you don't like them, and they know it. And that's what this is all about. It's about interacting with people. So this confrontation, I mean, life's all full of confrontation. I mean, I don't deal with confrontation very well, unfortunately, but I am working on that. And this is a good place for me to put an intention out to the universe and to work on it. And but you have to stand up for yourself. You have to be able to say no to people, and if there's any pushback, then you have to push just as hard, and don't take people's crap. It's just and some people don't mean to do it. It's just the way they are. It's just they're very domineering and very outspoken. Where I don't tend to think I am. I mean, I might be, but I don't think I do. And I need to learn that I have value and that I'm adding value. And if you don't want to listen to it, then okay, that's fine. But I'm not going to back down from that. This is something I need to work on, and that's why. There's a lot of situations where I've been trying to do that at work, at home. I mean, conversation with your partner is it's very healthy. You have to be in that place where you can openly talk to someone and be critical, and you've got to be able to listen to their criticisms as well, which is part of this new moon. And then there's the decision-making aspect as well. Obviously, Libra, if you need to make a bigger decision about maybe a move or relationships, particularly relationships, I think, but any kind of decision where you need to weigh up the pros and cons, New Moon Libra is a good place to do that, to set energy of having to make the right decision. But please beware, though, because the sky at the moment is just completely bonkers. It's just, which I think is good. It's a reason why we need this new moon in Libra, because there's so many oppositions at the moment in the planets, that we need that balance. We need to be able to figure out where we need to compromise and where we don't, and how to work those oppositions into our lives. Especially, and then we got Mercury retrograde, which means that if you're going for relationships and collaborations or anything Libra oriented, just make sure that you slow your thinking down, because Mercury retrograde is obviously miscommunication. So we want to make sure that we are being heard, and that what we are saying is being said pointedly and correctly, and make sure that we're getting our thoughts across clearly. Yes, and it could be something, yeah. So just keep that in mind as well. Ritual tools. So I'm pagan. I'm a witch, and I would use the new moon in a certain ritual. You don't have to do it. I mean, I think for me, having tools out, stones, candles, um, things that I would normally use in ritual, and that's great for me because I love doing that. But you wouldn't necessarily need that if that's not your thing. And I don't think that this ritual that I'm talking about has to be anything purely magical. It can just be psychological, uh, which is what magic is. It's pushing yourself. It's taking that time to make your thoughts clear and setting out the intention, and that's what magic is for me anyway. I mean, that's part of it. Things that you can use for your ritual or your meditation. If you've got scales that you can use, that would be really, really good. Even probably a kitchen scale. I mean, it's a scale. It's just modern. Doesn't say that. There's nothing to say that you can't use anything modern in ritual. The scales look prettier. Old-fashioned scales look prettier, probably, but not necessarily needed. Stones that we can use. Okay, so these are like crystals and things that will help with the new moon in Libra. So you've got Lapus Lazuli, which is like a blue stone with gold flecks in it. It's really nice. I love it. It reminds me of Egypt a lot because I think they tended to use that a lot. This stone will help with friendships, finding truth, balance, and justice. And it helps with confrontation as well. You've got Opal, which balances energies. It highlights improvements that are needed. Blue Sapphire, which is about improving relationships. It focuses on loyalty and faithfulness. Sorry. Ametrine, I hope I said that right. It helps you to commit to a course of action. So using these stones in your meditation or ritual, or you're setting your intention or your goals will help enforce that. Well, you're basically drawing the energy of the moon and working with the energy of the stone at the same time. So you're helping bring meeting the energies like from above and below and working that together. Colors that we would use with Libra being balanced, you might need to have either a two-tone candle or two types of colors, or two candles separately that you want to use if you want to use candles. It could be about how you dress or how you decorate your room that you're having this meditation in or ritual. Pinks and blues are probably the best colors. There's that yin and yang, black and white. It's also colors green and brown, which green promotes balance and brown is about decisions. You want to make sure that they sort of complement each other, but sort of at the same time contrast. You also like use lavender colors as well. If you are looking for a relationship, I would suggest using three candles. One, a red candle in the middle, which signifies romantic love, if it's a romantic partnership that you want. And then a color of your ginger or your type. So if you're like a masculine person, then you use a masculine color. If you're looking for a more feminine person, then you would use a more feminine color, no matter what gender they are, or if they have any gender. So yes, or if you could use like if you're like a gay guy like myself, I might use a dark blue for me and a lighter blue for a partner or something like that. But use your imagination. Just make sure that there are two tones in the color, and they sort of complement but contrast. Oils that we can use. We've got Basil for decision making, Bergamot, confidence, Chamomile for calming, and which helps and also helps with anger and oversensitivity, and communication and cooperation and justice. Chamomile is quite a Libra oil, I would say. Jasmine, which is for harmony, peace, self-confidence, and calming. Lavender for balancing, calming, and peace. You'll notice it's calming then, because you want to stay calm with working with Libra. Myrrh aids in spiritual and emotional blocks. Rosewood, so helps with balance, helps with feelings of despair. Ylang-Ylang, which is calming, peace, helps with self-confidence, and clears emotional negativity, and is about love. So yes, the oils, you can use them in an oil burner. You can use them to sort of bless your candles, put them in a bath, maybe have a bath with them, things like that. Yes. So yes, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far, I do enjoy making these videos, even though it's a bit tough for me, I think, sometimes. But I hope you enjoy it. Thanks for coming to the Path of the Almanac. Please, if you like this, thumbs up. I hope you subscribe to my channel. I'm hoping these videos are getting better. And I hope to see you soon. Thanks. Bye.